Alright, let's tell them what we're doing. We're, what's your name, man?
Tyler Chorus.
I'm Dustin, and he's just talking to me. He was referred to me by Kurt over at Score, who does the mentoring for me. He's like my, I don't know, grandfather of business. He just tells me everything I'm doing right and wrong, and I've helped him get partners and get rid of partners, and he's just like a valuable asset. So whatever this dude wants, we'll take care of him because Kurt's our man. So what's up, man? What do you want to know? This is informal, whatever. You guys can just see whatever he's asking. He's an entrepreneur. You're an entrepreneur major at what?
I'm business entrepreneur major through Washington State University. Went there for 3 years at the physical location, and then moved out here, finishing up my senior year online.
Cool.
Through them, going to law school next year at U of L.
Right on.
So yeah, just doing this is like an assignment for my capstone class, like the final class of the whole thing. So.
Well, I'll try to be exciting for you.
All right.
So yeah, dude, what do you want to know?
I guess the most important thing is kind of the arc of how we're right now in the process of writing business plans. So the arc, I guess, of like your background, how you got interested in doing this specific business, internet marketing, and then what kind of led you to say I'm going to be in my own business and not work for somebody else, etc.
Okay. Well, I always hated like the idea of working for a big company. Like I never thought that would be fun at all. My mom worked for Marathon, my dad worked for Cooper Tire, and it was just like watching them like work for the man, just being miserable, just like 40-hour work weeks, like working overtime and just being like a number. Like my mom, she had to wear a name badge where she like went in, and like it just felt like she was a robot,
Mm-hmm.
And so like I saw that, and I think a lot of kids in my generation like see that, and they're like they want nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
And I saw that, and I was like, no. So I never really intended on working for a big company, but I always wanted to be in business. I always worked for small companies. Right out of school, I worked for a small company called Swap Lease. They did online lease transfers. They were like 12 people. And then I moved to Florida. I worked for a small company. I got out of that. I got into mortgage leads. This is a long story. I'm trying to make it short. I got out of mortgage lead. I got into mortgage lead generation when the economy was booming. It's part of the reason the economy took a dump, because they were selling like mortgages to people that couldn't get them, 500 FICOs and all that. But anyway, that was a big business down in South Florida. So I was doing internet leads for them, and I got that was actually a really saturated business because the internet leads has a bad rep. They were just bad information, bad data, fake data. And so I got with a guy who was doing telemarketing leads out of India, where they were actually telemarketing to people and getting them involved. And I really, really dug that. It was me and one other guy, and we just sat in a room, and I was just a cold caller. I just cold called and sold. That's all I did. And but it was great because it was just me and one guy named Sean, and we just like grew a company from the raw. You know what I mean? It was just me and one other guy, and it was exciting because I was like his right-hand man. And we got together with this guy Darren, and he had better connections than we did, and we ended up growing the business. Telemarketed mortgage refinance leads. And so I started to finally make some money down in Florida. Well, my girl wanted to move, and she was like, moving back to Kentucky, and I was like, well, I was starting to do good in Florida, so I was ticked. I was like, well, now I'm doing well. What am I going to do now? And so she moved back. I stayed for a month, and then I decided, all right, I better come back. So we moved up here in the Labor Day of like 2006, I think. Yeah, 2006. And so I was still working for them, but I was running the sales in my own office over on Reynolds. And then they started to get into something else, and they were like, hey, how you want to run the business? And I was talking to my boy, and he's like, dude, you don't want to run the business, you want to own the business. And I was like, all right. So I said, how much money do I got to pay to own it? And they said, I don't know, come down, we'll figure it out. So I didn't sleep the entire month, and I drained my bank account, and I bought a business. Turns out I would have been better off like starting it on my own. I just took on all their debt. Like they had like clients that were owed leads, and they had like vendors that were owed money, and it was just like a horrible mess. I would have been better off just saying, all right, and doing my own thing.
Yeah.
But you live and learn.
Yeah.
I got it cleaned up. Ended up turning it into like 14, 15 clients, giving me anywhere from $2 to $3 grand a month. I ended up doing $250,000 in revenue that year. But that was the same year, 2007, that the economy took a hit, and Wall Street stopped buying mortgage-backed securities. so my business was gone because there was like no one refinancing anymore.
Yeah.
So like the people that I used to sell leads to, and they'd close deals, they couldn't close the deals, they couldn't pay me. So I just watched like a business just wither away. It was horrible. It was like making all kinds of money and then it just poof, gone. But I was like the first to get hit though, so it was kind of good. So then I got into debt consolidation, and I always do what you love. And I hated debt consolidation. I was dealing with the worst people on earth, like, you know, good business. I mean, everyone was broke. All those people that I was, you know, pitching all the time, or all the leads I was selling, I just turned around and started using those. So, I mean, it was good business, but I just couldn't stand the clientele, calling somebody that's 80 grand in credit card debt, wants you to get it out of it. It was just miserable.
Yeah.
But I made good money, but I just hated what I was doing. Well, I got together with Jared. And he came in, I had a website at the time, and he came in and was telling me I could do this, this, and this on my website to make it higher up in Google. Well, I'd been studying that on my own, and he kind of took me into the next level. And, you know, we did that. We like got the site optimized, the Go Debt Relief website. We got it optimized. We got a first page of Google for a couple of things. And, you know, I looked at it and I was like, dude, I hate this debt consolidation stuff. I was like, let's do a marketing business. And everything we did was natural, everything we did was organic. Green thumb. And so we got back into that, and now I'm back to business, which I dig, because, like, you know, the consumer was tough. Now it's like people that own businesses, people that, you know, will listen to me and then, you know, have something, and just a better clientele, better hours of the day. And, I mean, it's a struggle running a marketing business because I've got no, like, how do I say this? If you run a marketing business, you got to make some people money before the big fish sniff you. Mm-hmm. So you have to like bust your butt to get, you know, like a book of business that says, yeah, these guys are good. So that's what stage we're in now. But now we're at 50 clients. We hit our revenue goal last year. 52 clients. We hit our revenue goal last year, and now we're trucking along. So I don't know. I'm having fun with what I'm doing. So that's all that matters. You know what I mean? Like, I'm making less money, but I'm having a lot of fun, and if you have fun, you'll make a lot of money. So
yeah.